What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Let me say this before I start this video. I'm pretty pissed off about quite a few things I'm seeing on ESPN and looking at some of these stupid ass fucking comments, man. Let me say this: there's a lot of stupid ass fucking people in this world. Okay, you got a lot of dumbasses who are believing this stupid fucking narrative that Katie and Kyrie are using James Harden some way, somehow. This is the poison that the mainstream media puts out there. The thing I'm noticing about all these shows, right? It gets worse every year. It gets worse every year. It's all about the soap opera. It's all about drama. They don't talk about sports anymore. They don't talk about what's actually going on with the team and their performances and basketball and the actual sport. It's all about extra shit. It's like they talk from a perspective of an agent. They're always talking about money and numbers and contracts and provisions and incentives and back rumblings of disharmony in the locker room. And I heard this rumor about James Harden. I heard this rumor about Kyrie and the elixir, KD and his legacy. And, what about the fact they lost 8 fucking games? What about the fact that on Christmas Day, they were the first seed in the Eastern Conference, and now they're the ninth seed? Let's talk about that. Why all of this petty fucking privilege for this motherfucker that hasn't won a goddamn thing? He hasn't won a damn thing. Every time he's on national television, he fucking chokes. I don't understand this shit. Every time I watch James Harden on TV, for the most part, either he loses, his team loses, or he chokes. And they're talking about, in this whole situation, shout out to the basketball group I'm in. I think it was Rashad that said this. If it wasn't Rashad, I'm sorry, but somebody said this, and it's 100% true. The media wants this James Harden trade to happen more than fans. They won't let this shit go. The Brooklyn Nets already said, no, James Harden has committed to playing with us. Let's move on. Adrian Wojnarowski, of all people, already said this isn't going to happen. What do? They're still talking about this shit. Well, it could happen in the off season. Brooklyn, doesn't appease the Jets. Fuck him. Excuse having ass. Whenever the fuck he fucking struggling, it's always an excuse. It's the rules. Call the game the way it's supposed to be called. I'm not getting enough foul calls. Or it's my hamstring. I'm sick of this nigga and his fucking excuses, man. He's a fat Santa Claus looking ass, unlucky number having, Jeru the Damager face having motherfucker. That's what he is. Okay? Tim Allen, Santa Claus looking ass motherfucker. And he isn't playing well because he's fucking starting to break down, in my opinion. He's starting to break down. That's the fucking truth. And he's fucking packing it in because, you know, he don't like the fact that Kyrie Irving is a part-time player, period. Anybody with common sense knows that's what the fuck it is. KD is hurt, legitimately. He understands that. But he got an issue with Kyrie being a part-time player. So he like this. Like any motherfucker that call, like I said before, like any motherfucker that call off for work, and you got a heavy fucking day, and you got to do all the fucking work, the very next day, either you call out or you play dip and dodge all day. So this nigga got the fucking hard day. We ain't stupid. That's what the fuck going on. My hamstring, my hamstring, my hamstring. Or the nigga shoot 4 times. What sense would James Harden shoot 4 or 5 times in the game. I've just never seen a person, a athlete, who gets away with so much, like, so much behavior that's unbecoming of a professional. And they talk about this guy like he's this all-time legend. I don't understand. I just don't get it, man. I don't, honestly, for the life of me, I don't see much of a difference between James Harden and Russell Westbrook. I don't know. Maybe it's something that I'm seeing wrong. Yes, I think he's a better player than Russell Westbrook. I'll admit that. But they're similar. They're both fuck ups. They're both turnover prone. They haven't won a goddamn thing. They're unclutch. They're perennial playoff disasters. At least Russ has a couple of playoff performances I can think of. He had a 51-point game, it came in a loss, I believe. What's all these 50-point triple doubles when the games matter for this dude? I'm tired of hearing about James Harden on fucking ESPN. The media is just toxic, man. These motherfuckers have lost 8 straight games, and they still talk about. It's like they don't even care about the records no more. That shit. This season has exposed the media for what they are. They are agenda driven. They don't let what happened in sports dictate what they talk about. They already are preset to talk about what they want to talk about, and they're going to force the tiny brained, the most influenced to talk about what they want them to talk about. They're not talking about the Grizzlies, the surprise team of the Western Conference, or the Cavaliers, the surprise team of the Eastern Conference. They're talking about these motherfuckers. They're talking about two teams that ain't going to go to the finals. The Lakers are not going to the finals, and the way the Nets are playing, they're not going to the fucking finals either. But they're gonna keep talking about these two teams, partially because people want to hear about it. You know, which I don't know, man. Just it's frustrating. It's frustrating, man. You got the most competitive NBA we've had. This is one of the big chief complaints that we've had, and all for naught because they're just going to keep talking about the same fucking players and the same issues. You know, with the Nets, it's all Kyrie Irving's fault.